Alright, hello everybody, this is Zaxter99. Today I'm going to go show you guys how to get a classic old RPG, actually four of those games from the 1980s, Commodore 64, Apple II, called Bard's Tale. Now this is not the new Bard's Tale they've made a few years ago for like the PS3 and stuff. This is the old classic Windows DOS game that I think it was originally made like on the Commodore 64 and Apple, Amiga, those kind of computers back in the 80s. Great game. You can still have a lot of fun with it. Obviously, you're not going to have the kind of graphics you have with today's games, but hey, it's free, and I'm going to show you exactly how to install any of the Bard's Tale games on your Windows PC computer. All you need to do is go to www.bardstaleonline.com. And it would help if I typed in Bard's Tale instead of Bard. So www.bardstaleonline.com. And that is your address you want to go to. You're going to see a screen like this. Here you're going to see any of these games you can actually get. Bard's Tale 1, Tales of the Unknown. Bard's Tale 2, The Destiny of Night. Bard's Tale 3, Thief of Fate. Bard's Tale Construction Set. And Bard's Tale NES. So when you click on any of these, what it's immediately going to do is it's going to give you information about it. So Bard's Tale 1, like I was saying, it was published by Electronic Arts in 1985, available on MS-DOS on the computer, or these old computers, Apple II, Commodore 64, Atari, etc., Amiga. And later they scaled down the computer for the Nintendo Entertainment System, but it was a scaled down version. You're going to be able to play the original version as it was made for MS-DOS right here. So you find out which one of these Bard's Tale you want. It gives information on each, and this is the kind of graphics you're talking about. It's really old style graphics, and it's just pictures. But if you want to play any of these games, find which one you're looking at. Let's go ahead and go with Bard's Tale 1, for example here. And you say, okay, I want that. Go to game downloads right up here. Click that. And what you're going to want is you're going to want to go ahead and grab the self-instructing execute for any of these games. So for example, if we was doing Bard's Tale 2, we'd come to Games Downloads right up here and grab the self-installing execute 1986. It tells you when the game came out. Let's go ahead and go back to Bard's Tale 1. Let's assume you want to play the first one first. Great game, by the way. It is a lot of fun. And go ahead and click on that top link for the self-installing execute. Go ahead and save file. Up here on, at least on Firefox, you're going to have your list of downloads. You're going to want to go ahead and double click that or click that and install that. And right here, instead of program files, Bard's Tale, what I want you to go ahead and do is install this, erase program files. It's going to put in program files 86 or whatever. I want you to go ahead and erase all that and make it so there's no apostrophe either. Make it just Bards. And if you want to call it Bards 1, that's what I did. That way, if I install all three of them or whatever, I'll have separate folders for each one. But I want you to go ahead and make it so it's C:/Bards 1. That's the easiest way to do this. And go ahead and click install. It's going to install really quick. Go ahead and close that out. Okay. So now if we minimize this window here, you can open up your computer. And if your computer's not on your desktop, if you don't have a shortcut on your desktop, you simply come to your start window, find computer right over here. Okay, go to your C drive. You should see a folder here called Bards 1, as you just created. Inside that folder is all the elements of that Bard game. And you'll see that for Bards 1, Bard is your application. That is the application you will use to run the program. However, if I double click this, it's going to tell me it's incompatible with the version of Windows that I'm running. And I need to contact the software publisher, blah, blah, blah. Okay, that's because we don't have DOS on here. Okay, now what I want you guys to do is go ahead and open up another browser. And you're going to go ahead here and type www.dosbox.com. And here I want you to go ahead and go to Downloads. And this is a program that's going to allow us to run that old DOS program. Okay. All right, once you got DOSBox opened up, you can go ahead and load DOSBox 0.74 for your operating system. Go just click this green button right here, Download Now. It's going to come up to SourceForge here, and it's going to tell you download in 4 seconds. Don't click on any of these ads. That's going to install other crap you don't want. Just wait for it. It'll come up. It'll say DOSBox 0.74, Windows installer. Hit Save File. Come up here. Once it saves the file, go ahead and click it. Just click it once on the left click and hit Yes. It's going to go ahead and install this. Yeah, that's fine if it creates a shortcut. Go ahead and just keep it install until it's completed. It'll close out real quick. Okay. Now you can go ahead and close this internet page. Go ahead and just drag this window here out of the way. Alright guys, once you got DOSBox installed, it's going to have DOSBox 0.74 right on your desktop. You're going to go ahead and double click that. What this is going to do is it's going to bring up your old DOS operating system like you used to see on the old computers where you would type in commands right in DOS. The problem with this program is for some reason it starts everything with a Z drive. Now you know no computers nowadays have a Z drive. Most of them are C as in cat by default. So if I type in C drive to go to my C drive, it's going to tell me that the C drive does not exist and you need to mount it first. Okay? Not a problem. So we're going to go ahead and type in mount C, and then we need to give it the path, C drive, and then the backward slash, which is right above your enter key, and you hit enter, and it's going to tell you it's not recommended. However, it did mount it as the C drive, mounted C. Now we simply need to go to our C drive because we're still in Z, as you can see. So we type it again, and it puts us in the C drive. Now if you look at our path over here to Bards, this is why I told you to put the Bards, install the Bards right on your C drive so that you're not having to type in program files times 86 and stuff like that here in DOS. It's going to make it a lot easier for you. So now you see my path is right here to Bards 1 right in my C drive. I'm already in my C drive, so now you just need to type in CD and then the name of your folder. Okay, so that's going to put you inside the Bards 1 folder. So I hit that. Now, as you can see, I'm in the Bards 1 folder. Now I just need to find the executable, the old executable for the old DOS operating systems, and I see here that the application folder in here is called Bard right here. So now I simply type Bard as it is in all caps. Make sure you're clicking on your window or you won't be typing anything. And then you need to type in EXE. This application here means that that is an executable file. So we're going to go ahead and here hit Bard EXE, and it's going to start our program. And now we can play the Bard's Tale. Now the problem here, let me close this out. The problem is when I save my game or whatever and I'm done playing the Bard's Tale, right, and I want to play it again, I have to come in and I have to go to DOSBox again, double click that, and again I'm right back here mounted on my Z drive, and if I type C to go and try to do that same stuff, it's telling me I have to mount it again. So we're going to fix all these problems. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and make shortcuts right on your desktop so that you could just simply double click and play the game anytime you want. You don't have to go in and type these DOS commands or anything. We're going to simply go ahead and set everything up so you can play any of these Bard's Tale games just by double clicking any other game on your desktop. Okay? So what we want to do here is we want to go ahead and fix this problem here first. Okay? And the way we're going to do that is we're going to go ahead and close out of the MS-DOS. Okay? What I want you to do is go ahead and go into your computer. And again, if the computer is not on your desktop, come down to Start and go to your computer right here. It's going to be in your C drive where you installed the MS-DOS program. Okay, the DOSBox, sorry. You're going to go in here, and I got it under, it's probably going to be under your program files or your program files times 86. In my situation, it's program files times 86. Double click that. You need to find your DOSBox 0.074 folder and find it and double click it. Once you actually get that folder open, you're going to want to go ahead and double click Options. It's a batch file. Now what could happen is when it opens, okay, it may come up with a window basically saying that Windows can't open this program. If it does, what it's telling you is that your Windows system doesn't know what program to open this particular file type with, and you're going to want to go ahead and just choose Notepad. Notepad should be one of your icons there. You're going to go ahead and select Notepad and hit Apply, and then at that point, anytime you try to open this type of a file with Windows, it's going to open it with Notepad. So if you don't get this pop up like this, it's going to come up with an error window basically saying, hey, Windows doesn't know what program you want to open this file type with. It's going to give you options to find that program on the web or to browse. And it's going to give you some icons up here as well. Usually Notepad is going to be one of your icons up there to open it with. If not, you're going to click Browse and find Notepad on your computer and select that and hit Apply down at the bottom. And then at that point, it'll open up your this batch file with Notepad. And that's what you want. Once you find this Notepad here, or once you open this configuration with Notepad, I want you to scroll all the way to the bottom. Okay. And here, this is going to be lines that you want DOSBox to run right at the start so you don't have to do it every time. So we're going to simply go ahead and run that same command that we just did. We wanted to go ahead and mount the C drive and then C:// So you're going to go ahead and put that right under the last two lines here at the very bottom. And then I want you to go ahead and close it and make sure you save that. Okay. Now, if we go into DOSBox, we'll see that it should mount our C drive automatically for us. Okay. So now we're good. You can go ahead and close DOSBox at this point. Alright guys, the next part is we just want to go ahead and make a shortcut so that we don't have to type any of those commands at all to go ahead and get to our Bard's Tale game. Don't worry, I know this is a little bit confusing, especially if you've never used DOS, but once you type this in and do this as I'm telling you, it'll be easy as pie to go ahead and play the whole any of these Bard's Tale games. Just follow these kind of instructions, okay? So what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and find that folder where we installed our Bard's Tale game, whether it be Bards 1, Bards 2, Bards 3, whatever Bard's Tale you installed. Hopefully you've installed it right in your C drive as a folder and got rid of the program files execute. That'll make things easier for you. But we're going to go ahead and open that folder up. Here I haven't closed this out yet, so I still have it open here. And I want you to go ahead and right click, not on any of these icons, but I want you to just go ahead and right click over here where it's blank. And I want you to click New. And then I want you to go ahead and find Shortcut. We're going to go ahead and create a new shortcut. So we're going to click New, Shortcut. And right here, it's going to say, what are we creating a shortcut for? First thing we want to actually run is our DOSBox program. So we're going to go ahead and click Browse. And we're going to find wherever our DOSBox is actually installed at. We don't want this shortcut. We want to go ahead and find where shortcut's at. That's probably going to be in your C drive. And for me, it's going to be in my program files 86. It could be in your program files depending on your Windows configurations. Most people, it's probably going to be in your program files times 86. Go ahead and click that. Find DOSBox, and then I want you to go ahead, open that folder, and then click DOSBox here, and hit OK. Okay, so you're going to highlight the actual DOSBox icon here, and hit OK. And you're going to come up, and it's going to automatically put all these commands in here for us. That's exactly what we want, because we want to run DOSBox first. Okay. After that, we're going to go ahead, and our cursor is going to be right there for us. I want you to go ahead and type in a space, and then I want you to go ahead and type /C, the slash is a minus, and then I want you to go ahead and hit space again, quotation marks, and then we're going to go ahead and I want you to go ahead and we're going to have DOS run these commands. This is the commands we're going to have DOS run. I want you to go ahead and have it mount its own separate fictitious drive for Bard's Tale just so it doesn't get confused with any other drives. So we're going to mount our own, I'm going to call it the X drive. You can do it exactly the same as I am if you want to, and likely no other computers run X. So I'm going to mount an X drive, and then I'm going to go ahead and put a capital C, a colon, a backward slash, and then what you want is the name of your particular folder up here. So I have mine called Bards 1, so you're going to go ahead and type in Bards 1. Okay? And then you need to go ahead and end your quotation marks at that point. Make sure you're typing this exactly the same way with whatever drives you want. If you're doing it just like me and your DOS is in exactly the program files 86, you would do this exactly as I'm doing and it'll work for you. Okay? So then you're going to go ahead and hit a space. I want you to go ahead and hit /C again, or -C, a space. And then we're going to go ahead and do our X drive. Okay. And then I want you to go ahead and hit -C for another command. And then I want you to go ahead and hit Bard in all capitals, just like the actual application up here. And then you need to type in the exe. Okay. And then what we're going to do, and this is just the command so that whenever you exit and you close out of your game, it'll actually close out DOSBox as well and doesn't leave DOSBox open. So for that command, we're just going to go ahead and hit -C and then the word exit. And we're going to go ahead and hit next. And we're going to go ahead and ask for a name for the shortcut. We're going to go ahead and type in name. I'm going to call this Bard's, oops, not Brad, Bard's Tale, and hit finish. Okay. Now you'll see it's giving me a shortcut here called Bard's Tale right under my Bard here, and you can drag this Bard's Tale shortcut right out to your desktop. It's going to have that DOSBox icon. And you know, you can download or make your own icon as well, whatever you want. If you want to, you know, do another icon, that's a whole different subject on creating icons. But right now, you know it's Bard's Tale because that's what you called it. So you double click this, and it should go ahead and boot up your game for you. And it looks like it didn't work. It looks like it actually closed it out. So I must have a problem in my shortcut. So let's go ahead and go to Properties, right-click on it and go to Properties and see where I made a mistake. This is good because if you made a mistake in typing this exactly correctly as I typed it, then you'll know exactly how to get there. Right-click on your shortcut, go to Properties, and let's see where I messed up here. And I believe I already know where it was. And I believe it's right here. You're going to go C, and I needed a colon right there on X. Okay. Let's hit apply, go OK, double click it, and there we go. So that's exactly what we wanted to actually load up our Bard's Tale program. I'm going to close this out. And let me go ahead and go in here to the properties again just so you guys can see exactly how that is typed out. So you guys can type it yourself exactly, okay? So again, when you it should look exactly like this. It should be C program files times 86. This is wherever your DOSBox is located, but right after the DOSBox stuff. And that you got all this stuff here by actually finding the shortcut with a browse. Okay, it should have put all that stuff in there for you. If you didn't see that correctly, rewind this video and go back and look at it. But this right here is what you're typing: /C, quotation mark, mount, space X, space C colon, /, Bard's 1. Again, that's whatever you call this folder up here. Okay. And then in quotation mark, /C, space, quotation mark, your drive that you just mounted back here, so if you called it Z or whatever you wanted to call it, put that letter, and then make sure you get the colon there, and then in quotation marks, a space, /C, and then that space, and then quotation mark, the name of your application here, which is all capital letters, Bard, make sure you put that .exe in there, and then quotation marks, and then finally a /C space exit. That's so it exits DOS once you quit your game. DOS will actually exit as well. Okay? And that's all you need. So once you do that and you type that in correctly, you should be able to run any of these Bard's Tale programs. So if I wanted to go in and play the Bard's Tale 2, for example, I would install that again. Once it installs, it's going to ask me where I want to browse it. I would browse right under my C drive again, and so I have a Bard's 2 folder, and I would call it Bard's 2, just to make things simple. Now you want to make sure that these, whatever you call this file, is under 8 characters, because I don't believe DOS, if I remember right, I don't think DOS recognize really long names over 8 characters, I believe, is your limit. So I would call these folders something under 8 characters just to make sure you don't have any problems with that. Again, I'm not a DOS expert. I'm sure some of you guys can chime in, maybe make this easier, but hopefully I've explained this easy enough to where anybody can go in and play all the old Bard's Tale games that I know one of my buddies paid like $50 a piece for back in the mid-'80s on the Commodore 64. You can have access to any of these games for free, and they're a lot of fun. Okay? So hopefully you guys enjoy this, and hopefully you guys will enjoy the Bard's Tale games. They're great RPG playing games where you take a party and adventure. And if you don't know what the Bard's Tale is, then you're missing out. Be sure you leave your comments, questions, problems down below. If you like this video, please give me a like, a thumbs up down below. That helps me a lot. Shows me that you guys appreciate the content and the videos that I'm making for you. And be sure you subscribe to me right up here in the upper right-hand corner. I want to thank you guys for watching. Enjoy the Bard's Tale games on your Windows computers. Take care, everybody. This has been Zaxxer 99.